I've been having technical difficulties. Okay, 91 degrees. Well, look at that. I don't know if you could see it very well, but there's also lightning. What is that? Where is that light coming from? You all see that? Huh. Anyway, yeah, it looks really pretty. I did a video. More difficulties. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Let's see what that light is. I'm gonna back up right now. I know there's a car parked right next to my apartment for some reason. Is the light still flashing? It sure is. Where's that light? Have the aliens finally landed? I don't want to go that other way because... Okay, where's that light coming from? Okay. There's light, like flashes of light on that side. Do you see that? That's lightning, I guess. That orange thing is a light. Okay, let's go. Let's go get my son. Today was a pretty long day for me. I didn't do anything special. I don't know about you all. Actually, all weekend we didn't do anything special. Friday, I was frustrated. I got up at 6:30 for no reason. You know, you would think I had an appointment or something somewhere. You know what, you all? I think that girl is the one that comes to walk the dog for this neighbor over here, but why would she park on my side? And I wonder if my neighbor got that same girl to walk her dog and she just went ahead and left her dog at home and just has a girl checking on the dog. Something that I could have done, but whatever. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Friday I got up at 6:30 for no reason, right? And my cousin called me, my husband's son called me with his girlfriend. She had just picked him up from work and we were talking for a little bit, and then my cousin was telling me what was going on in her life, which pretty much nothing has changed in her life. And then, oh, and I have a container right there if you hear that little noise, because my son said that there was a whole bunch of leftover chicken. They can't serve it tomorrow. It expires today and it's a lot. So he says, Mom, bring a container. I'm not gonna let this chicken go to waste. And I was like, all right. It's like, it expires today, but it'll still be good tomorrow. So we can make like chicken sandwiches or something. Ow. I don't know why. I keep feeling something biting me, and every time I feel a bite, I'm like, ow, ow. So, and then Saturday, my son went into work about 4 o'clock, I want to say, 4 to 10. So all day I was home again, and I was like, should I wash the car? Should I not? And I finally decided not to, because I'm like, it's gonna rain. If I wash the car, it will rain. And the forecast said rain. And I was like, I am not gonna go waste money washing the car so that it could rain. And as you can see, there's already lightning tonight. However, I don't know if that's for rain or if it's because of the heat, because it's been really hot. Yesterday it was like 106. And I did record a video, but then I deleted it because I was on my way to go get Zaxby's chicken. I finally said it right. And I ordered it through the app, and I went by to pick it up through the drive-thru. Well, the guy that was there at the drive-thru, he was giving me kind of a hard time, but maybe it's because my husband said, well, maybe it's because people have been driving up and saying they're there to pick up an order and they take somebody else's order, and now they finally learned their lesson. And I'm like, you know what, you're right, that could be it, you know, because this guy had me, he's like, can I see the app where you ordered it from and your account? And I was like, what? And he's like, yes, ma'am. Can I please see your app and your account? And I was like, okay. So I had to like just get out of the recording and open the app. And he's like, can you go to your account, please? And then I went into my account, and he saw that, you know, I had placed the order and I paid for it and everything. And he's like, okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Go ahead and drive up, and they'll hand you your order. And I was like, okay. That was a first. They had never done that before. But like I said, you know, maybe my husband's right. Maybe they did decide that they were going to do this because people were taking somebody else's order. And they ended up having to make the order again, and they lost the money. I have no idea. But I wonder if my son's going to come over for the container. I don't want to get down and give it to him because then he gets mad. I think he's coming over. Okay, let me move the phone this way. Is he coming or not? Oh gosh, I don't want to have to stop recording and then... Ooh, there's a huge cockroach on top. Oh God, that's big. It went up. So long as it don't come down. It was huge. I'm not gonna get down. I'm gonna just stay here and wait. I wonder why the pigeons don't eat that cockroach. Do the pigeons eat cockroaches? I remember when his coworkers would get out and I would offer to take them home, but they never took me up on my offer. I guess I look like a serial killer. 5'1", 128 pounds. No muscle whatsoever. I'm a serial killer? Okay. And they would lay down on the pavement and they would be there on their phones, and I was like, isn't that kind of dangerous? You know, like, what if somebody comes up out of the corner, either corner, some animal, you know, something, you know? But they didn't seem to mind, and now we see huge cockroaches crawling on the pavement, but this time it was on top. And I'm like, that's kind of scary. If there's any insect that I dislike, it's cockroaches. I could kill a spider like nothing, or a fly, or a bee, you know? But when it comes to cockroaches, oh my God, I scream for dear life. I just don't like them. I don't like them. And you know why? Because when I was younger, at home, we had them. And we had the worst ones ever. We had the ones that flew. And I remember waking up one night because I kept hearing like a little scratchy noise on the wall. So I got up and I see a huge cockroach on the wall, and it flies right towards me. It's like it looked at me and it just came right at me. And I yelled for dear life, of course. I put my covers over it. And my mom comes running in the room, yelling, like, what's wrong? What happened? What happened? And I told her. She's like, you're crazy. You woke me up for that. And I was like, I'm not going to bed till I kill it. And sure enough, I killed it. I did kill it. It was in between the comforter, though. And my mom would just step on him like nothing. But, yeah, I was petrified of those things. And I think they're everywhere, though. I think even in the cleanest homes, if they get in, they get in. Here comes my son, finally. Hang on. He looks like he's wearing sleeves. He's just so white. He gets no sun whatsoever. I bought this big one. Do you want the bag too? There's a huge cockroach up there on top, at the very top, like where the pigeons are, but it crawled that way. big like that. Yeah, he don't like cockroaches either. My son is so white, like he's lighter than I am. He gets no sun. I don't get any sun, but he really gets no sun. I don't know how he does it. And here I want sun. Today I was like, I'm not kidding you all. Today I was feeling sick and I was like, God, I don't feel well. I feel like I'm suffocating in here right now, like, because I didn't go outside for anything and I was just inside, and that's not good, you all. You all, we need to go outside. Even if it's just for 10 minutes, take a walk somewhere, up and down, you know, your driveway, or go get the mail if you live in an apartment, go throw the trash, something. It's not good just to be inside, and I was going nuts, and I had to lay down. And also because, you know, I don't know, I had this weird feeling in my stomach, and I'm thinking, okay, did I just drink too much coffee? Because sometimes when I drink too much coffee, the acidity will affect my stomach. And I need to buy this other coffee. I think it's called Warpath coffee, but then this other person recommended another coffee by veterans as well. Both of them are veteran made. And it goes to them. All the funds, I think, goes to them, you know. And the Warpath, I heard that it doesn't have any acidity whatsoever. You don't even have to put cream in it. It just tastes really good. It is a little pricey though. It's on the pricey side. Coffee as it is expensive, right? But this one was way more expensive, I feel. And I kept getting email after email, and I finally unsubscribed, but you can always like resubscribe. But this other coffee, I'm not sure what the name of it is. I would have to look in Discord to see what the name of it is. And I'm gonna ask if that one is smooth also, because yeah, I've been drinking the folders. I stopped drinking the folders. I went to Starbucks. I would buy the little bags of Starbucks. Then I stopped that. Then I bought Javia, something like that. And then I stopped that one, and then I bought Dunkin' Donuts, and then McDonald's. All of them, same effect on me. Each and every one. And I'm like, okay, there's got to be a coffee out there that won't hurt my stomach, right? I haven't found it. Is it coming back? No. So, yeah, and so I went to go lay down, and I had placed an online grocery order for just a few things, you know. And I didn't put the order in until 3:30. Like, I mean, I put the order to pick up at 3:30, between 3:30 and 4. So I finally, you know, it was finally time for me to go get it. I actually got the message that it was ready for me to pick it up about 3:15, and I'm like, I'm taking off already, because I was like, I can't wait, you know, just to get this over with. And fortunately today there wasn't that much traffic because of the holiday. So I was in and out of there to pick it up, came back, brought my son to work. I went and I got me some chicken. He ate leftover chicken from yesterday. There was a lot of chicken left over. I said, you can have the rest. I was initially planning on making tacos, but I didn't feel right, because I'm like, it's not Taco Tuesday, it's Monday. And then I said, okay, well, maybe I'll make me something else. But then I was like, no, tomorrow I can make the French onion dip casserole. So I was like, okay, now I'll save this ground beef for tomorrow, and I'll make tacos another day. And I said, I'll go get me some Church's chicken. I was craving Church's chicken. I don't know what's wrong. My husband finally got to me. MK Ultra. Is it Ultra or Ulta? MK Ulta. Ultra is a beauty shop. Okay, I get it. MK Ulta. My husband has MK Ulta me already with Church's chicken. After all of these years, I craved Church's Chicken when that never, ever happens. He was shocked. He about fell over with the phone when I called and told him, guess where I'm going? He's like, where? You gonna get something to eat? I said, yep. I said, I'm gonna treat myself. I feel I deserve this treat. I'm like, I never treat myself to anything. I deserve a treat today, especially for having such a miserable weekend. And he's like, okay, so what are you gonna get? And I said, Church's Chicken. I could have sworn I heard a thump. I said, are you there? And he's like, yeah, like, I can't believe you're actually gonna get it. And I said, and I drove up to the drive-thru, right? And I'm telling him what options I have. And he's like, yeah, get the 3-piece. You're not gonna have enough with a 2-piece. Whatever you don't eat, you can have it later. So I was like, okay. Well, I got the 3-piece. It comes with a mashed potato, a biscuit, and a drink, which I had to get my Dr. Pepper. And then he suggested, why don't you get the jalapeno bombers as well? And I said, yeah, I'll get the 4 pieces. Those are like 50 cents. So I got that. And then I kept eyeing the okra, so I was like, can I also have some okra? The okra was a little pricier. It was like 3 something. And my total came out to like $18 and change. And I was like, what? What? For 3 pieces of chicken? I was like, well, it's not every day that I get this. I don't eat like this every day. I don't treat myself every day to take out. When I usually get takeout, it's for me and my son, and I'll get something small. And I'll get him the full-size meal, you know, because he works. If I'm still hungry, I could always just munch on something at home. I don't need a big meal. And I mainly get, like, drinks. You know, whenever I get anything for him, I mainly get the drinks. Like, you know what, I'm going to get you this combo, but I'm going to get the drink. And he's like, take it, you know, because my son doesn't really want the drinks anyway. He has drinks here. And so I was like, okay, so I'll either get a Dr. Pepper, a Sprite, or a tea, unsweet, you know? So, yeah, and I get home, and my husband's thinking, she's not going to eat all of that. Like, she's only going to eat, like, probably 1 piece of chicken. She'll probably eat another one later if she's hungry, and then she'll save the other one for tomorrow. Well, guess what, you all? I scarfed all 3 pieces of chicken. I got a leg, a small thigh, and a wing. I ate all 3. I ate all 4 bombers, jalapeno bombers. I ate all okra. Okay. I ate all of the mashed potatoes. And I saved the biscuit for last because the biscuit is my favorite. It's like a honey buttered biscuit. Oh, so good. I ate everything. And I called my husband after and I said, oh my God, guess what? And he's like, what? And I go, I ate it all. He's like, what? And I said, yeah, I ate all of it. He says, no, you didn't. You didn't eat all that chicken. And I said, yes, I did. I ate it all. I am full. But it was so good. And he's like, I can't believe you ate all that. And I'm like, oh, calm down. It was like, what time was it that I ate it? Like about 4:30, 5-ish. And I was like, you know, this is the last meal I'm going to have today. I'm not going to eat anything else. So calm down. And he was like, yeah, I know. And because I don't, you all, I usually eat like a small breakfast since I can't have egg, since I'm egg intolerant. And I'll have a small breakfast and then I'll eat like a light lunch if I'm really, really hungry. If not, I'll just hold off until 4 o'clock to have lunch, dinner. That's usually, my son and I have always eaten lunch, dinner at 4 o'clock. We would only eat 2 meals a day. And we've been doing that forever and a day already. And so, mind you, I don't eat like this every day. I don't have 3 pieces of chicken every day. But once in a great while, I will get hungry and I'll eat like this, and tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to make the casserole and probably like a small salad on the side. I'm not sure yet because I may save the small salad for the hamburgers. But anyhow, yeah, like I need to stop eating like that though. Like I'm not eating very healthy and I need to start eating healthy. And I was watching a video of this girl that I started to follow. She's a young girl. She's a Christian, and she was talking about how fast foods are not good for Christians. And it's not just Christianity that she's talking about. It's in entirely, that you shouldn't eat like that because your body is your temple. And you're putting all these bad foods in there, and it makes you feel like tired and lazy, and just not healthy. And it's better to make better choices when you eat, to keep yourself healthy. And I completely agree, because yesterday, not just because of yesterday, but yesterday at church, it got me thinking, I was listening to the service, and it was a really good service. And I'll probably talk about that on Wednesday, because my son's off tomorrow, so I won't be doing anything tomorrow. But I was at church, and there was this girl in front of me waiting for her husband, and they were both big and tall and on the heavy side. And I was like, wow. I was just like, wow. Now with her, it kind of seemed like it was hereditary. I know there's some people that have some health issues that they end up getting that way. It's not necessarily that they're doing this to themselves purposely, but I mean, this girl was pretty on the big side, knock on wood, but she was pretty on the big side. And I was like, wow, her breast alone looked heavy. Like she's going to have back issues pretty soon. And I was thinking like, man, if I had that, I would get those reduced. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, but I would get them done, And then I saw another man with his wife, and he was wobbling down the aisle to get to their seats, wherever the usher was taking them. And I was like, that's not good. Why are we wobbling? Why are we letting ourselves do that? Why are we harming to ourselves? And if you really think about it, when you eat unhealthy and you let yourself get that bad, it's actually a form of self-harm. Like, I'll say it again. Yes, I know some people have health issues, but some people are actually doing this to themselves. I'm one of them doing this to myself by eating burgers and fried chicken instead of having something healthier. So I'm right there with you all. I'm convicting myself too. But, I do the bike. I'm going to start incorporating more exercises into my life to feel better. However, some people are to the point where they can't even walk. Like they're wobbling like that man. And I just want to encourage you that if you're in that place right now, don't let it get to you. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it depress you. Start moving even while you're sitting down. Move your arms. Flex your legs. Even while you're sitting down. There's a little exercise machine where you can move your legs around too. You can pedal while you're sitting down, either knitting or watching a show or doing a crossword puzzle. I highly recommend all those things as at least a first step into getting healthier and feeling better and clearing your minds. I gotta go, you all. I love you all. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to y'all again soon. Bye.